Hey everybody, it's Dr. Dave Psychiatry. Thanks for coming to the YouTube channel today, our new and improved rebuilt studio in our new building. So patient said something to me last week that it happens pretty frequently that patients talk about weight gain and medications. You might have seen a previous video that I did about people believing that their medicine makes them gain weight. But this gal starts off with, hey doc, can you please give me something for weight gain? And I said, okay, well, you're not really taking anything that might even cause an increase in appetite. So she says, well, I don't know. I'm gaining weight and I don't know why. So I said, well, are you monitoring your calories and take, what you eat and stuff? She said, oh yeah, doctor, this is what I do. I eat this in the morning, this at lunch, this in the evening. And I said, well, honestly, if you're gaining weight, maybe there's a problem with your thyroid. But other than that, I'm not really sure what's going on. I said, what do you drink? She goes, I drink Mountain Dew. So this is not a slam on Mountain Dew. This is a video about people drinking their calories and not understanding that causes weight gain. So some of you understand this already. Some of you may not. So this is just intended to be helpful. I said, okay, how many Mountain Dews do you drink every day? And are these diet Mountain Dews or just regular strength Mountain Dews? She said, yeah, I drink regular Mountain Dew. I said, how many do you drink? She said, well, I buy the 20-ounce bottles. I said, how many of those do you have per day? She says, I have about 4. I said, okay, you're drinking 4 20-ounce full-strength Mountain Dews every day. She said, yeah, that's what I drink. I said, okay, well, do you know how many calories are in 4 20-ounce Mountain Dews? She goes, no, not really. So I said, okay, well, let's look it up. So it turns out there are 77 grams of sugar in a single bottle of 20-ounce Mountain Dew, right? That's the math, 77 grams of sugar. So 77 times 4 is 308. So she's drinking 308 grams of sugar in her daily consumption, which turns out to be 1,232 calories. Okay, so the average person, when we give a calorie control diet for somebody who's in the hospital with diabetes or something, it's typically 1,800 calories. Now, everyone's different, their size, metabolic rate, how old they are, but 1,800 is sort of a general number that you would pick. What's an average number of calories that the average person should be consuming per day? If you are drinking 1,200 calories or more per day, if you're just drinking 1,200 calories per day, you have 600 left in food, and 600 is not a lot of food. So this is basically an encouragement for anybody who's out there who is struggling with their weight, who is not sure why they're gaining weight. If it's possible that you're drinking calories, just understand this. Sugar drinks, and that includes things like orange juice and apple juice and things that you've been taught are healthy. But if you look at the bottle, you can understand what is the serving size and how many grams of sugar or calories are in that serving size, because it's quite possible that the reason that you're not losing any weight, in fact, the reason that you're gaining weight is not because of your medication. You don't need Wegovy, you don't need the shot, you don't need phentermine, you don't something like that. You might just simply need to switch from sugary drinks, whether it's soda pop, Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, whatever it is that you like to drink. Or sweet tea, that's another one. In the South, people drink sweet tea all the time. They don't think of sweet tea as having calories. Sweet tea has lots of sugar in it. So if you're drinking Milo's is a great sweet tea. It's got a lot of sugar in it. So this is not a slam on any of those drinks. If you are consuming those drinks in a reasonable amount, like 6 ounces or 8 ounces of Mountain Dew, hey, for your day, that's not a problem. But if you're literally drinking 3/4 of your calories in sugary drinks, that's too much. Now, this might seem obvious to some people, but it's not obvious to everyone, which is why I get on the internet and I make a video and hope that it's helpful. So that's it for today. I'm Dr. Dave Psychiatry. Thanks for coming to see me.